Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome into the break room. Give me one moment. Forgot to move my mic a little bit closer. Congratulations, City, on first. Also, welcome in, City, Leandria, Garuda. Hope you're all doing well today. What have we got going on for today? No new followers. What are some of the things that I did? Oh, yeah, that's right. The affiliate anniversary. I guess I should mention that first. That apparently we've been here on Twitch for just over 4 years now. We started October 10th, 2020, and then got affiliate about a month later. So so there'd be snacks. What's it called? yeah, I got affiliated about a month later, early November, and so yesterday that little icon showed up. So decided to title the stream based on that for getting completely. This is the first time I think that I've actually streamed on my affiliate anniversary. So, so yeah. So, as for stuff that I've been doing for stream, for the backlog, again, we turned off the what's it called? The pick a game for me redemption that has the whole backlog command associated with it. The backlog command shows you my backlog of games which I haven't played yet and I'm willing to play on stream for the however many points that I have it set for that redemption. I went through the backlog list. I've taken off any of the September games that we played for Steamroll September. I took off the October games that we played for Halloween, because we have played them now, so they don't belong on the backlog anymore. So that way, if someone chooses a game for me to play now, it'll be one that I actually haven't played yet. Also, the redemption itself is now back on, so you can actually choose a game for me to play on my stream. I also wanted to mention that I didn't touch any. The last stream Garuda redeemed first. I saw that it works then. I haven't touched anything. It looks like it worked again. You can see on the bottom left, first to stream city. That's all with the files pointing to my desktop. So I'll need to do some changes on my end in the background, but hopefully that should be working now. Just not essentially, I've mentioned it before. I used to have my stream setup pointing to my network attached hard drives, so we're just not doing that anymore. It's now pointing to something locally, which will suck if anything ever happens to my computer. I end up having to like redo everything. I'll still have to like redo everything for stream, whereas if it was on network drives, and even if I reformatted my computer, when I re-downloaded the configuration, it would still point over there. So that's the reason I do it. That won't be a thing anymore. But again, as long as I can set up some kind of backup solution to sync all of that together, then we'll be fine. As for this month, I didn't make any. I mentioned how we played a bunch of games for September and October. September was the Steamroll September stuff where I went through my Steam library, played 30 different new games. October, the plan was playing through a bunch of Halloween games, which we did, but we only played like 6 games throughout the month, and I kind of wanted to discuss that today. Like, why is it that I played 30 games in September, but I only played like a week's worth of games during the entire month of October? So that's a conversation that we're going to kind of go through a bit for today. But for this month, I don't have a planned month like I did for September and October. Instead, the plan is to look back at every game, not just September and October, but any game that we played, that like the ones that are on my YouTube. Do I even have YouTube or just socials? YouTube. I do. So if you check my YouTube and you check the playlist in there, there's one called One-Offs and Incomplete, I think it is. I'm looking to actually start completing some of the mini games that are on there. We obviously have 30 of them from September. Not all of them I plan on completing. The October ones, there's a couple I want to complete in there, but there's old ones that are in there that I want to get to also. So, with all that stated, I figured let's head to the gaming scene. I want to start with the topic of conversation about missing. It's not that I missed streams in October, but just why I hadn't been streaming as much that month when I had just done a month of 30 games. Is a bit more of a serious topic. So I think it's funny to do that against such a colorful, silly game. So I figured we'd start with We Love Katamari, because I love this game. And I don't have to think about it, and we can have a lengthy chat together. So, before I say... first off, let's get into the game itself. Let me see what I have to continue on to. We can probably skip all this stuff. So November going to be completing games you started in December. Correct. That is exactly it. So we love Katamari. This is a game that we started at the very. I am going to actually skip this part. Um, this is a game that was the very last game I did for Steamroll September. It was my weird and offbeat game day that I did. I always knew that I was going to end on this game because it's silly, but I like it for today. Wait, why? Which? Hold on, I don't want to be them. I want to be Disco, but I don't know that I have Disco. Um. Wait, no, I don't want to play as this person. I want to play as the prince or as someone else. How do you choose? Confirm dash fan. Okay, there's fans. KPM preset. Presents. Collections versus ranking tailored options. How do you play? There. So how would I play as the prince then? Or at least let me find someone that I like. Don't I have one that looks like a strawberry somewhere? Yeah, there we go. Ichigo. Okay. Then... Yeah, so this was the last game that we played for Steamroll September. Like I said, the weird day. Love a developer story on the game barely. He didn't want a sequel to be made. This is the sequel. Right, correct. The original ones was Katamari Damashi. But the publishing company said they'd move forward with production with or without him, so he came back and he made this. I actually didn't know any of that. That is hilarious. Okay, so if you look across the bottom of the screen, any of these, like we're on a new screen, you have to look for the yellow person that's right above my face right here. That's this person. They have a quest for us. If I go to the next screen, there's going to be someone with a hat on. There's that person. So they have the quest. Next screen will have no one, etc. So anyway, this is a good game for us to play, to have a serious conversation to, because it's such a stupid game. Like, I can skip through this. I just see the word cows and bears soar. And I essentially know what we're going for. It's probably going to be one of the, get the largest bear possible, get the largest cow possible. Anyway. So, before I discuss why I wasn't streaming very much in October, I want to start with a story from years ago. So, it looks like we have a cow. Okay, yeah, catch the biggest cow. That's the biggest one, blah, blah, blah. This is one of those ones, though, like, if you start like this, these things count as cows. So, we could just do that, and then say yes, and then, like, we could just end it and go on to the next thing. I might give it like one or two proper tries and then just do that instead. So, story time. I am originally from Florida. I now live in Portland, and I've said as much both on stream and I think I have that listed underneath my stream as well. But it's something that I've definitely mentioned over time, that I'm now in Portland. I love it up here. I did not love it. I did not love it when I lived in South Florida. South Florida is a miserable place. It is filled. It's very flat, and so they have lots of room to build. But what they end up building is, that actually did get rid of this whole mission. Maybe I will just continue to this one. But South Florida is just a collection of a bunch of like strip shopping malls and normal malls, and your average everyday crap. Like Burger King is from Miami, McDonald's, Wendy's, so for fast food, for shopping, your Best Buys, your whatever, etc. And it's just that over and over, like, and it's a sea of it that continues on for forever. Can confirm, grew up in South. Yeah. So you know what this is like. You know, you have Sawgrass Mills Mall and Aventura Mall, both of which, I'm willing to bet if you were to look up on Wikipedia, are probably within the top 50 largest malls in America. I don't know. It says Babu is the person I need to talk to, but I have no clue who that is. We'll check with this person. But yeah, so it's a sea of concrete and boringness. Like, at least stuff is open late. I will give it that. So there were some more interesting places you can go to, like Sawgrass, because it had Ghirardelli's with the sort of. I mean, I like Sawgrass in general, but it was like just the combination of every place you've ever heard of all in one spot. It's, 300 some odd stores. I don't know. It's a giant place that's otherwise pretty boring. Um, okay. Wait, this just looks like the tutorial. Yeah, this is definitely just the tutorial. The plaza, yes. So, um, I ended up leaving Florida in 2006. It was just after Hurricane Wilma had come through my hometown, and I realized exactly how, like, I was living with my parents at the time. I was like mid 20s. I'm like, I can't do this again, where like I had no electricity having to be around my parents. Um, so I left, came to Portland for 2 years, from 2006 to 2008, until I ran out of money. Had to go back to Florida, and then I lived in Florida again from 2008 until 2015. Now, in during that period of time, between 2000 and 2015, after having been to Portland, when I was in Portland, I had a friend, Allison, who I had convinced to move up, to Portland as well. So, you know, between oh, wait, we did this one also. This was the uh, Select Plaza. Yes. Okay. Um, Maybe I'll check another screen. So that's a sumo wrestler. That's them. So unless this is Babu, like it says on the bottom. Small. Sure. Um, so in the time between 2008 and 2015, when I was living back in Florida again, I spoke to Allison, who had been living up in Portland, around the same time as me. She moved in like 2007. But now Allison was still living up here. I lived in South Florida. Allison had a friend, Lisa, who had a boyfriend. They lived in Arizona. And Allison was like, "Oh, we should all meet up in Vegas." It's a thing that she was interested in. Bored, sick, and tired. Sorry, didn't look this. 10 minutes. No, yeah, 10. We are 10 centimeters. We need to get to 15 centimeters. I don't quite know what's going on, but we'll just play this while I continue talking. Anyway, um, yeah, so Allison's like, "Oh, we should all meet up in Vegas. It could be this interesting thing to do." I'm like, this is the time I've never been to Vegas before. I didn't start going to Cirque du Soleil shows, which is a thing of mine, until 2010 was the first show that I had seen. And I mentioned that because there's a lot of Cirque shows in Vegas. Um, and so I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I know they had shows like that. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we can go to Blue Man Group. That could be an interesting thing." I found a good deal on that, and we all ended up, me, Allison, and Lisa all ended up getting tickets to go see Blue Man Group while we got out there. I looked up all these things to do and like discounts for them to make it so that way it was going to be relatively cheap, especially because I'm now living with my parents again. So, I'm trying to save to eventually get back out of my house at some point that I really don't want to be in, because again, I'm now living in South Florida for the second time at this point. So I'm doing anything that I can to get out of there. But at least, we'll have a fun time visiting with friends, get to see a city that I haven't visited before, get to do all the sights and sounds. Vegas is an exciting city, as you can imagine. Lots of stuff to do over there. So we end up, so this is like around somewhere between 2009 and 2011. So we'll say it's roughly around 2010 that this trip ends up happening. So I meet up, so I fly out to Vegas. Allison from Portland flies out to Vegas. Allison's friend, Lisa, who lives in Arizona, drove to Vegas from Arizona. With, I think, her boyfriend's boyfriend name was Grant. So it was Grant and Lisa coming in, me and Allison both. In the trip that we ended up all taking together, I went to some of the many following places while going out there. The Rainforest Cafe, which is a place that you could see easily in Sawgrass. M&M's, which is just obviously a large corporate M&M store. Um, well, it was Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, also very much already a Florida place since Jimmy Buffett is from down here. There's another one. I think there's like a specific criteria they're looking for me to get, but we'll go with whatever and pass the level. But the point being that we kept going to all of these like large corporate chains, which are the exact things that I was already seeing in like that I could easily go to in South Florida at one of those large malls, at any of the strip shopping centers, whatever. This all culminated in the day when we finally were set to go see Blue Man Group. It's like, well, if I'm not seeing anything of interest while going out here, you know, going to Vegas and then seeing all the same corporate crap you could see in Florida. Okay, yeah, that still wasn't. Where is this Babu person? Or are they literally? Oh, I think this is them. They're underneath it. You want to go to local places? Exactly, right? So that's the point. Also, Mean, I just saw your message. Thank you for the affiliate anniversary message. I just see the word tummy on this. So yeah. So like you just said, City, you want to like explore the local things, like, and again, at least the tickets which we prepaid for Blue Man Group, that's perfect. That's something that I couldn't really do anywhere else, right? So the day of, Lisa decided that would be a good day to for us to go check out a restaurant called Off the Strip. Off the Strip is exactly what it sounds like. It's very nice, but it is a restaurant which is very much off the strip. I was wanting to go to Vegas once just to see Penn and Teller. Yeah, and obviously they're well gone by now, I'm pretty sure. I've since been to Vegas, so like, forget how depressing the story is about to end up. But so the day of Blue Man Group, we go to we literally go off the strip to go check out this restaurant off the strip. Lisa isn't that great with directions to begin with, but she's the only one of us who has a car because she drove in, right? And so she drove. We're driving. I'm trying to check the map. I don't really have a sense of. This is before. You know, iPhones only came out 2007. Waze wasn't really that strong of a map thing then, or Google Maps, any of those. Like, they just weren't a thing when we ended up heading out there. So you have to forget the fact that like you could easily just GPS this kind of stuff now. That wasn't an option or for us at the time. All right, skip past this. So, getting to the point where I believe we ended up driving an hour west of the restaurant. So, we ended up, because we ended up driving so far, and we're now starting to slowly run out of time, we ended up eating at a Denny's, of all places. Which, for those who live in the U.S. and know Denny's, know that it is not the greatest culinary experience. So we're now continuing this whole thing of seeing a whole bunch of corporate places that I could see anywhere else, and that one's a particularly bad one because like the food is awful. The wait times are awful no matter what Denny's you go to. It's not the kind of thing you want to be eating, especially before going to a show. So we end up eating at Denny's and then coming back in to the strip, but this is like a Friday or a Saturday night that we had the show. I don't know if anyone's ever gone to Vegas on a Friday or a Saturday night to know, oh, that's this stupid level where we have to like keep the fire going. And if you hit the water, then this all ends. Okay, so we'll try to remember that there's a fire there. I think it's as long as you're like eating stuff. You have, yeah. So, oh, right, and yeah, Leandro is someone who knows Nevada pretty well. Yeah, if you drive into, if you try driving onto the strip, on a Friday or a Saturday, you can't get into it from the outside. You have to have already been in there. And mind you, we had a hotel on the strip already. Like we were, I think at the time we were staying at the Excalibur. So the south end of the strip. The Blue Man Group was kind of midsection of the strip at that point in time, I believe. Um, Trying our absolute damnedest to work with the time on this, only to end up getting to the door somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes too late, even for them to let us in. Oh, and also, there's no refund on the tickets, right? So, the totality of my first ever trip to Vegas was seeing a whole bunch of crap show, of seeing a whole bunch of yeah, missing the one show that I went out there to see, getting no refund on it, while seeing a whole bunch of crap that I could have easily seen in Florida. To, if you want to look up what the word apoplectic means, this would be a great time to look up that word, because that would exactly describe how I was feeling about the entire trip, right? It's like, again, it comes very much down to what City said before. If you're gonna take all of this time and effort to put together a trip with all your friends, if you go to like the middle of nowhere, like the middle to Kansas City, Missouri, or somewhere that the only thing that's known for is seeing the Arch, you're gonna see the Arch from anywhere, and then you can do whatever you want. But like Vegas has a lot of Vegas, Orlando, New York, like there's certain major cities, there's a lot of stuff to do when you go there. And so you want to make sure that you're seeing at least some of the sights and sounds. You can always come back later. You can have like FOMO about, oh well, we got to see in Vegas, you got to see this one show, but you didn't get to see this other show, or maybe you missed out on whatever it is. Like you wanted to learn how to gamble at one specific game but not another, that kind of thing. But I mean, you at least want to get to do some of that, and I got to do nearly none. So why do I bring up this story? So now let's get back to the Twitch thing. Oh, again, you have to like keep gradually eating in this level. On Twitch, I started streaming again in 2020, hence the affiliate anniversary thing that has come up. And the reason why I started streaming was because I wanted, even before we discuss streaming, let's discuss what my life was like pre-Twitch, right? My life pre-Twitch was me going out and about, and I very much like this will even show even more so why the whole Vegas trip was so depressing. Is my favorite things to do when I go out are seeing Cirque du Soleil shows. Ever since 2010, I've seen like every touring Cirque du Soleil show that's been out. I like going to Puzzle Pint, obviously, which we've done on stream here before. I like going to farmers markets and like all kinds of just like weird events here in Portland. I've been to a tea festival. I've been to a strawberry festival. I've been like, that list kind of goes on and on. I would always look around and see what the like weird and interesting things were in the city and head out to those things. I would go to Weird Al concerts every once in a while whenever Weird Al would come by. That kind of thing. However, then in 2020, obviously, coronavirus, blah blah blah, ends a lot of these things. Also, do I need to be somewhere specific? Oh yeah, the fire ended up going out. Yeah, so now he's gonna end up being all angry at us that we didn't do that. So that was my like usual what I would do when I would go out. Since the pandemic, now mind you, I've said this on stream before, I have type 2 diabetes. that which is a considered a let's not go back to this. We'll come back to that person. That one's particularly hard. Also, get out of my way. Here we go. Let's try this. Sparking pause today. Da, 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 da. Okay. Um. So I would go out to all of these like weird and interesting places, but with type 2 diabetes, it is an autoimmune disease. It's good for vaccines. It means that I typically get to get even when the first vaccines came out, I got to get them first before other people. But it does mean that I'm particularly cautious about going out in general. So as a result, I haven't really gotten to like all those things that I said. I don't go to concerts anymore. I don't go to I go to Puzzle Pint every once in a while, but like that one is a challenge because I have to like gradually I have to be able to find people to be willing to go out with me to Puzzle Pint. Because the whole point of Puzzle Pint, for those who aren't familiar, like it's again, you can check out my YouTube and see we've done Puzzle Pint 3 times on the channel before. But Puzzle Pint works by they choose a new bar in the city, and this is run in multiple cities: Portland, Seattle. They run them in Germany and Switzerland. They run them literally. There's like 100, between 1 and 200 cities across the world where they run Puzzle Pint. And you go to a new bar in each city on the second Tuesday of every month, and then you do a bunch of puzzles with your friends. And so I still do that, but I have to find the people who are willing to go out and about doing that. One of my friends here is still terrified. I tried asking her early this year. She's like, ask me in summer when when places are more open up and it's warmer, so we can sit outside. I asked her in summer. She's like, I still can't get my life together just yet. Ask me later. Wait until I can get my life together, and then maybe I'll be able to more willing and able to go out then. So like that I do, but no concerts anymore. No Cirque du Soleil. I can't justify in my head why I would be willing to go out where there are a bunch of people in a small crowded place when I have so many friends both online and in person who keep telling me that they get COVID and how horrible COVID is. And God knows what would happen if I ended up getting COVID with alongside my diabetes, where I already tend to run pretty high blood sugar levels, right? So I don't really get to go out very much. So, Twitch is supposed to be my place where I am able to socialize with other people. Now, and again, because a lot of times, I'm already having problems finding people willing to go out and about and do stuff, so there's that. There's, just in general, this is supposed to be my social venue where I'm able to chat with others. The problem is what's happened over time is, obviously we had a bundle of people who were still in here. If we can move closer. Oh yeah, you're still checking in with your workplace and whatnot. But yeah, so what's happened on Twitch is I have a lot of people who follow. I mean, we're actually nearing 1,000 people right now. We're like 40 people away from 1,000 followers. And that has been a long and arduous process. It helped a little more when I was playing a lot more Fall Guys, and that's where we got a lot of our followers from. But the Fall Guys people only want to play Fall Guys. Or at least they did back then. Then they moved on to Fortnite. I don't give two shits about Fortnite. Epic does not need my time for them to get me addicted to their shitty game. That the only reason why they've created it is to get you to pay real life money for their crappy in-game cosmetics. At least the Fall Guys cosmetics are nice, but no one plays that game anymore. So yeah, so it wouldn't matter if I started playing what's it called, Fall Guys again, because no one plays that. But the other thing about playing Fall Guys is I have so much knowledge of having played it for hours and hours. I mean, I'm well over 3,000 hours. I'm probably 5,000 hours. Like probably 3,000 hours on stream and 2,000 on Steam, 2,000 on Epic. So I have plenty to say about the game. But that's when I say that I want to socialize with others. That's not really what I want to do. Is like just talk about the games that I'm playing. And yet, what has happened on Twitch is while I certainly have a ton of people who come here and they'll watch along. I know I have a lot of lurkers, and I know I have a lot of lurkers because is it two people? Oh, that's the two-person mode. Okay, so this is the new person on the screen. Ring of Saturn, center, new Saturn. Okay. But what's happened is I now have a lot of lurkers who like to watch the stream. But I don't necessarily have people chatting in chat. And a part of that is my fault. And what happens is I'll stream a game, but I'm not doing anything in IRL. I don't have stuff to where I'm going out and doing things in real life that I can go out and about to talk to people and say, oh, this is what yeah, understandable, right? Where and it's kind of, sometimes it's almost like I'm living a different life than other people are living. I still mask up every single day that I go out. And I go out and I don't care that I look like an asshole. Because I was a fat kid growing up and I'm a fat guy now. And so I long ago got rid of the point where I give two shits about what people think about what I look like when I go out. Even worse, when I saw the other day, one of the local convenience stores was saying, please remove your mask before entering the store. And I couldn't help but think, my safety is well more important than your ability to to conduct loss prevention techniques. It's like, I don't care if your store gets slightly robbed out of some like chapstick and Doritos. It is far more important for me to be able to feel safe when I'm going out and about. But yeah, so I'm not going out and doing anything, so I don't have anything to share there. When I watch media, I have mentioned it before. I am a big time nerd. I've always worked in well, not always worked in cybersecurity, but I've definitely worked in IT since the late 2000s, the late 90s, early 2000s. Starting with computer repair and then moving towards cybersecurity and all the stuff that I do. But while I'm geeky, that means that I know a lot of geeky people, but then they'll talk about the things that they enjoy, like Critical Role, which is Dungeons and Dragons. Don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Not that into Star Wars and Star Trek. Not that into Lord of the Rings. Not like the image that possibly comes up in your head when you think of someone who's geeky and or nerdy and the type of things that they enjoy. I was never really into any of those things. So the people who I would consider my peoples, I don't it's not that I don't associate with them, it's I don't have that same level of passion towards the same things that they tend to. In fact, when I watched media, I'd never been to D&D either, which it's such a big social thing, just can't get it right. And part of that for me is that, this is another one that's possibly too hard, so let me go to another thing. So let's quit out of this, let's find something that's not as hard. These are the ones that I can just kind of like go through. Notice that I'm otherwise being able to have this whole conversation and like play through this game, but every once in a while they just give something that's way too ludicrous. Where's the elephant on this screen? Wait, where is the elephant on this? Oh, no, that two screens to the left. That's why. Oh, about that elephant, found him. So, other things that hold true about media that I watch. Um, so it's like I stopped paying for Netflix. So I mean, I still am able to watch Stranger Things when that comes out. That's the only thing that I'm really interested in there. But other than that, like I don't even watch terrestrial TV. Like ever since 2007, people might know that there was a writers' strike recently. Well, there was a writers' strike in 2007, if you don't remember. And during that writer's strike, I was looking for stuff to watch, and so I started watching a bunch of YouTube. And in watching a bunch of YouTube, that got also that brings me around to if you do a followage exclamation mark followage breaker one, my name after it, you'll see how long I've had a Twitch account. It's probably going to align pretty okay with around that time of me trying to look for other stuff that I could be watching since the American writers weren't being paid well, and so they weren't making anything new on American television. Um, oh, sorry, account age rather than follow age. Yeah, 12 years ago, which would have been what was that? 2012, something like that. No, yeah, 12 years, 6 months. So 2011, 2012. So again, starting from 2007 with the writer's strike, I started watching YouTube and then into Twitch and then into all these other types of media. YouTube specifically got me into watching watching YouTube specifically got me into there was we need 500 meters is big. 16 meters, 16 minutes though is also a long period of time. So hopefully we can do this. So on YouTube I saw this interesting clip where they were talking about how many moons does the Earth have, and one person said that we only have one moon, and apparently we had like 2 moons, and then there was an even bigger thing where we found out that we had more than 2 moons on the Earth, and all of that comes from a television show called QI. And the clip was interesting enough. It was a show hosted by Stephen Fry at the time, who I really liked. So I looked it up, and then I started watching QI. And then watching QI started getting me into watching Nevermind the Buzzcocks, which is QI is a British show. Nevermind the Buzzcocks, a panel show. Panel shows are ones where celebrities, or I mean like B, C-list celebrities, get together. Typically 4 of them with a host, and then they all have like a single objective for the show as to what it is they talk about or do. Whose Line Is It Anyway? For those who know that show in the U.S., that was originally a British show. That is a British... Whose Line Is It Anyway is a British panel show. QI is a British panel show. And it's just about them talking about knowledge, about weird and interesting things. Nevermind the Buzzcocks. Nevermind the Buzzcocks is a panel show where they talk about music. But again, it's just 4 people and a host all talking to each other about these things. So I started getting into British panel shows. And then from there, I started watching Only Connect, which those who do the New York Time games like Wordle and all that, they have one called what is it? Connections. And Connections is very obviously a ripoff of Only Connect, this British game show. So you'll be somewhat familiar with at least one of the things they do in Only Connect is a connecting wall. That's very much like the New York Times Connect. I started watching Taskmaster. I started watching Richard Osman's House of Games. But the problem is, these are like the typical things that I am interested in and look forward to. But I can't begin to tell you how difficult it is for me to be able to talk to other people about my interests like this. Like, I can possibly find ways to talk about those things at end, but I don't know how like interesting or boring it's going to be for other people, because Only Connect's been out since 2008. It's not like I hear very many people talk about that aside from those. I don't hear people talking about it on Twitch. I'll hear them talking about it on the panel shows subreddit and other places I check online. But like, like I don't know if you ever notice when you talk to your friends in real life, you probably talk about a lot of media and make a lot, like say a lot of quotes and do a lot of things that inadvertently, like, your conversations may very well have a lot of cultural references in them, many of which are just out of my, not out of my league, but like beyond what it is that I am watching on a daily basis. And what I was gonna say is, yeah, Only Connect's been out since 2008, and so that's not talked about that much on here. We're talking over 15 years worth of content, and it's just like not even really discussed. So I don't know that I can necessarily get people that interested if this has existed for that long, and they already haven't found it themselves to gain that interest for themselves. So yeah, and Taskmaster is a little better in that sense because I do know more people who know about Taskmaster. That one's gotten around. Like, we actually had a US version of Taskmaster, and it was fucking awful. It was hosted by Reggie Watts. He wasn't a good Taskmaster. It wasn't his fault. He was just the wrong choice for it. But it's been more successful in other countries. The British one is far and away the most interesting one, with New Zealand. Highly recommend the New Zealand version of Taskmaster 2. Okay, we have a 12-meter version over there. Cool. But it means that every time when I run a stream, I have genuine issues trying to find things to talk about. And so I typically am just talking about the game that's in front of me. And I could easily see that being particularly boring to people, especially when I understand I play a lot of indie games. And so there are games that people haven't heard of, so people haven't already formed interest in it. So that means that they would have to form interest in me and want to be around here and want to talk. And then say, oh, what's this weird, interesting game that's on screen? But also the type of person who is that interested either likely owns the game, or they, and they don't want to like spoil it for me. Or they don't own the game, but then they don't want to spoil it for themselves. So I'm in this like weird catch-22 of playing stuff that very much interests me, but not necessarily anyone else, and the people who it does interest don't want to stick around to be interested by it. And so I end up running streams. Like, when I started running my streams in September, there were some streams, I started streaming every day, and some of those streams I was streaming to 2 people with no one chatting in chat. And it's painful. I mean, it's outright upsetting on my end. And I can't blame other people. Like, I lurk other people's streams all the time. Because I want to be as supportive as I can for other people. And so I every day start up Twitch, and I'll at least make sure that I'm lurking the minimum 2 streams that I get earning me channel points, and that Twitch recognizes me lurking in, so that way it helps increase my friends' viewer numbers. So I understand the want of people to lurk, because I do it myself. But now coming back to the Las Vegas trip story from earlier, it means very much that the very reason why I started streaming to begin with, of being able to chat with people, is something that isn't happening. I have a lot, like I said, I have a lot of people who watch me. I will hold lengthy streams of 5 to 6 hours, and chat might be completely silent, and I think that oh, what was the point? No one was there. And it's not true, because what happens is I'll then visit another friend's stream at a later day and time, and they'll, like, maybe the next day, even like a couple days later, they'll be like, Oh yeah, I saw you were playing this game the other day, and you were jumping around. Oh, happy affiliate anniversary! Oh, the roll for the ball game. Welcome, NZ. Thanks for the affiliate anniversary wishes. Um, so yeah, so the it has been difficult. Um, no, hold on. No, let me reverse that for a moment. I think no one's watching, and then I go to the person streaming, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you were playing this game where you were rolling around the ball and collecting a whole bunch of different stuff on screen," or and they'll tell me what shirt I was wearing and like what the music was like in the game. And they can tell me every single detail and have about what it was I was playing just the day before, 2 days before. Very much because they were actually actively watching the entire time. Even if they didn't say a word, I'm like, oh, well, okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that I was able to at least provide the entertainment value for others to want to be here, to want to watch. But now coming back to, like I said, to the Vegas thing, it feels so often like my Vegas trip. I start up stream and I hope to chat with a bunch of friends who are on here. And I know that like there's advertising, so like there's gonna be ads probably starting in 3 minutes, and I could get rid of those by playing 3 minutes of ads, and then we get rid of the pre-rolls for an hour. But that's what it starts to feel like over time, is that I'm streaming for other people's entertainment and benefit. And I'm happy people are able to get that benefit, the benefit of that entertainment out of watching stream here. But for my own greedy personal, but you're not getting what you're looking for. Correct. Yeah, from my perspective, the very thing that I'm trying to cultivate is an environment where I'm able to chat with others, talking about. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It could be about something serious like this. It could be non-serious topics of discussion. It doesn't really matter to me what it is I'm talking about, because again, I'm not getting to go out on a daily basis the way that I used to, and going to fairs and going to festivals and talking to new people and meeting people. It is wild to me that people think it is a good idea to go out to TwitchCon and meet new people out there. It's like I totally get the need to talk to others, because I have that need just like anyone else, and to meet new people. Maybe getting a message with a question on topic, potentially, and that is something. So that's kind of why I was having this conversation today, because I want this to be a conversation, not a monologue. I don't want this to be a pity party about, oh well, no one comes here, because they do. I've already discussed. People very much are showing up, even when I don't realize that they are. It's not about me having a pity party or whining or anything. I am more than willing to talk to people about this as that being the topic of conversation for today, is what do I do to be able to strike a balance between entertaining others with streaming. And I still think it's hilarious, by the way, that we're having this type of serious conversation. Well, just look at the screen right now, like while this is going on. So that is still amusing to me, at the very least. But how to strike that balance of how do I get people to not only come in here, but chat here when we're here. And so I very much am going to think about the question thing. Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Ever since probably my first stream, I've had the thing that says ! commands in my title. If anyone were to actually look at my commands, there is a command I built a year ago or more called ! questions. They come from, most of the questions come from a book called emergency questions written by Richard Herring, someone else from Britain. You know, because I also, like, the podcasts I listen to are also all British. Off Menu, Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast, whatever. But if you do exclamation mark questions, it pulls up a random question, essentially from that book, some of which I've slightly modified to be more American-centric, or to make it easier to understand. And I've taken out a lot of the ones that I thought were silly, but there's some actual interesting questions in there. That could also very much be used for this person, but no one. I mean, I get that one too. I don't think I've ever run the exclamation mark commands command in anyone's chat to see what their actual commands are. But yeah, so I may have to, like, start. Oh, that's a cousin. Am I big enough to get them? Oh, I am. I am indeed big enough to get Ace. Also, 3 minutes left to get to another 63 meters. Yeah, we're gaining a lot still. We should still be able to make this. I'm just rolling towards these islands. I figure the islands will be a bit larger. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with streaming. I don't want to quit streaming anytime soon, because the other thing about streaming is if I didn't stream, I wouldn't function. I wouldn't fundamentally function on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, never looked at streamers commands. Maybe periodic bot reminder. Yeah, I can always add a timer or something like that. I do like the idea of the question of the day. But yeah, like other things I've been trying to do over time. One of the other reasons why I started streaming was to get to play games with others, and you can easily see that when I do my birthday streams, because if you were to go to my YouTube playlist and look up my birthday streams and skip to any point during any of the birthday streams, you'd see this like giant smile I have on my face, and it's because that's another part of my socializing. I get to like talk to all of these people on stream, on Discord, play games with my real life friends, with my streamer friends. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier doing it. But I go to other people's channels now, and like they're playing, you know, a part of that is they'll play Fortnite, so they are playing those types of games that are cross-play, where they're free to play, they're cross-play, so it's easy for anyone to just pick up and start running a game. But I don't really play those types of games. I play everything on Steam Remote Play, which is good for to be able to play new games and have them be free for those I invite to play along. But other people it seems so easy for them to be able to just be like, oh, here's my friend who I play games with every single day, and so we're gonna play this game together. Whereas for me, it's been like pulling teeth. I made sure to create a channel in my Discord, and for those who were around for the September streams, you might have noticed what an emphasis I put on trying to advertise the Discord, advertise the play a game on stream channel. I can't even remember what the name of the channel's called. But the point is, it's a bunch of it's people in there who have played on stream before, and every month I send out a message to everyone and be like, hey, is anyone interested in playing a game with me on stream? You don't have to pay for it, so it'd be completely free. Also, where? I'm trying to figure out which door I want to go into. But yeah, the point is, I go around and no, the Saturn one I failed on, this blonde woman I failed on, so it's gonna be. Or are we finally at the point where I'm now failing on all and everything? Honest, the rain. Yes, okay. So it has something to do with rain. So, um, yeah, so I purposely made a channel to be able to do that more often and play games alongside others and not have it cost anything to them except for their time. What? We're in the sky, rolling up rain clouds. Okay then. We currently have 0 clouds. Alright. I just need to figure out like what size of cloud we're looking for. Also, just to alleviate the advertising, maybe after this we'll run some ads just to see if we can get more conversation rolling in here. But yeah, so even though I created an entire method to be able to play games with others, it worked well for a little bit. Then we had a number of days where I got to play with others, but not nearly the way in which some people are able to just like. What's it like? Yeah, me either. And I've played this game before. I have this game on my PlayStation 3. Not that I have that plugged in or have played it in forever. But yeah, it's been some time. I mean, it's probably been well over 10 years since I played this on my PS3. But I always liked the game. I always thought that it was actually slightly more fun even than the original game, than Katamari Damacy. But yeah, so yeah, like City here. He played 2 games with me. He played Stick Bold and Toaster Ball. This game's something. I like this game. It's such. There's a reason I saved it as the last game of SteamRoll September, and having the weird day be that day was purposely just to be able to play this game again, because it's so silly. It is. You should watch that stream, because I had a serious conversation then about my like tenets of gaming, and like how this game is the perfect game. You can just sit down and play it and not think about anything, and it's wildly entertaining and interesting, and you have fun the entire time, whether you're paying full-on attention to the story or not. I go into that in depth during that stream. Leandra was there for that. I think she would probably agree. It was a decent listen. So yeah, what was I gonna say? But that's kind of where I'm at now. It's while I can occasionally get some people sometimes to play some games, I have problems getting people to play other games, so I'm not getting that socialization. I run a stream and there's not that many people chatting, so I don't get that socialization. So from other streamers, I would love to know, those who stream here, how they're able to get people chatting, what they've noticed works for them, that gets people wanting to chat in their own streams. Like there's the theoretical stuff, and I can always run those because you don't know about a theoretical, like the question of the day. You don't know how that's going to work until you just do it, right? And so I'm perfectly willing to pull that up as an option of a thing to do. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to try to come up with questions of the day, and sometimes those questions of the day I can't answer for the very same reason that I mentioned before. You know, like the question of the day came up in someone else's stream the other day, and it's like, what movie needs a sequel? And I'm thinking, none of them. I don't think Hollywood should be making so many goddamn sequels. And that's what I mean when I say, like, I feel like I live a different life from what other people are living. Pug Brothers part of a video game book club where they play a game each month and discuss it. Could be a different way to socialize. Well, and so to that point, well, again, if we finish, we finish. So we'll just finish this out and pull up what the next challenge is. I still do Puzzle Pint. That is one of the things that of all the things I said before that I used to do off stream, that is the one bit of socialization I still have every month. That'll happen on November 12th this month, because that'll be the second Tuesday of the month. I always talk to my IRL friends. If they can't make it, then that's when I typically talk to Puff and other people online, and I try to run a virtual version of Puzzle Pint on Friday morning. If that doesn't happen, then I run a stream of it, and that's why we've done 3 Puzzle Pint streams before. So, that is still my method of socialization, but again, it is only a once a month thing. Whereas I'm trying to find ways to like branch out and reach out to others, especially those who have similar interests to those things that I do, or even at least get those who are here more interested in chatting, especially those who would otherwise typically look. So, with that as a thought, let me actually run a 3-minute ad break just to get rid of ads for an hour. You all think about that in the background. We will run those ads, and then I will be right back.
It looks like you're trying to do shot put with it.
I know.
Oh.
No. Oh no.
Yes,
Oh,
take him. Thank you for your noble sacrifice.
Versus nothing else. Oh, you son of
Sorry, I had to.
toxic asshole.
I had to try.
I saw it too.
Oh, maybe the wrong way.
Why can I not leave?
Good question.
That is a good question. Peekaboo.
Yep.
Oh, what the? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I knew there had to be someone somewhere.
Yeah, so some slimes in there too.
Quit it with your slimes. Oh my god. I want you both dead. I want out of here.
Ah.
We're leaving. We're going.
I'll stay a little longer.
This is ridiculous.
We're
That
doing it, we're
works.
doing it. Look at me just hanging there.
Ah!
Ah!
Okay. Wait for the next cycle and go.
Hopping, I'm hippiting, hoppiting.
Uh-huh.
Yo, that was
Why?
easy.
Why?
Okay,
Why
that
did that
was
work?
easy.
Why?
No.
Okay then.
Wild.
Push that there. Get rid of purple. Bring this back. God, there's so much going on here. Okay. And then bring everything back with pink. Okay. And then get rid of blue. Get rid of purple. Bring purple back. And then we can go through here.
Let's leave it on this way.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Oh boy.
Nice.
Okay, we got it.
Berta?
That's not where I wanted to go.
Okay. How are we gonna handle this? Just like that?
Oh my god, what the hell?
Jesus Christ!
Just brute force your way through this.
Is that what we were
Gotcha,
supposed to
we got
do?
it.
Keep going. God damn it, keep it going.
From my chat.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, so I had to look it up. It's apparently exclamation mark question. You can see the kind of questions that were asked in that book. They're very silly, but I think that those questions are far more interesting than the ones, like I said, that I saw the other day of what movie exists out there that needs a sequel. Like I said, I don't think that any movie needs a sequel. I'm far more interested in seeing new, interesting stuff, that both Hollywood and indie directors create. as new properties. Okay, so I know the fire one's a pain in the ass, but what was it that we were having problem with here? Ring of Saturn, can't get the planet in the center. Saturn fits this ring just right. Make a new Saturn, yes. Okay, so we're gonna see if we just missed what was in here. Lovely now, you can tell through CD, come to the technology after all, Shika. No? Okay, what is the, fit. Vampire get to be bitten and live forever. Yeah, let me actually read that question in just a moment. We smell corn dogs, maybe tangerines. Well, there's Saturn ring to take care of. Please make Katamari that fits this ring. 20 centimeters and turning off the size indicator. Okay, got it. Okay. Or did I just not do this? I can't quite tell. Oh, maybe, yeah, I didn't have a submit button, so, yeah, we just didn't do this before. So, yeah, so the main topic of conversation today, before I read this question, is, like, what are some of the many suggestions out there for how to get people, playing more games on stream here, or chatting more in chat, or doing anything that is more than socializing, or that would include more socializing. This isn't a way to shame those who are lurking. Like I said, I still appreciate lurkers, and I have said this before. The other half of this is that I learned a long time ago that the most precious, I've said this on stream before too, the most precious resource that everyone has is their time. Because money will come and go, all of the other things that are in your life will come and go, but like time is an actual resource that you start running out of as the march of time progresses. And so anyone who is even willing to work your stream is doing so, you know, they're choosing to be here when they could easily be somewhere else. So I don't want to sound unappreciative. In fact, I'm very appreciative of those who are working and not chatting. It's just, it comes down to what City said earlier, what Garuda said earlier. It's just not what I was looking for when I started streaming. You know, I don't gain the socialization benefit out of it. That's all. As for the question, what does the question say? You had to go out with a vampire, a werewolf, a leprechaun, or a Shrek. What supernatural creature would you go out with, and where would you go? So, vampire is probably the best. Like, I think Shrek is out of the question. I don't want to deal with the smell. It's part of the reason I actually don't own. It's like I have a cat, but the cat has her litter tray and it's off to the side. But otherwise, I hate going to zoos and whatnot. So, like, I can only imagine how bad Shrek actually smells to, like, want to go out with them. Werewolf is probably similar. Oh, I guess this was too large. Okay. Okay, you know, here's what we need to do. I need to immediately submit and see what our starting size is. So, submit 100% max. Okay. Well, he wouldn't even let me submit. Okay, fine. You can't just get like one item and submit. I guess we'll roll around until we're at least covered. Probably go Leprechaun despite the danger. Yeah, so Leprechaun is nice because they have quick quick access to easy money, right? Vampire, however, is nice for my purposes, because I don't know if anyone's ever seen how late I stay awake on Discord, but, like, I can easily and happily deal with not going out during the daytime and only having dates during the nighttime. Wow, they say submit, but they won't even let me submit. Alright, so I guess we'll collect for a while, and then we'll see what we get away with. But yeah, you say despite the danger, they're all, like, slightly dangerous, right? Okay, so Shrek is out. Werewolf, I think, is too dangerous. And in fact, it goes against what I just said. Werewolf, you'd essentially have to only go out with during the day and not nighttime. So Werewolf is out just because of the timing. So now it comes from me between Vampire and Leprechaun. Where do you go to take a Leprechaun, and where do you go to take a Vampire? Again, Leprechaun is nice because... Oh. A present. Okay, nice. Well, we got that. Alright, let's see. With the Katamari just covered, how big are we? Yeah, so Leprechaun has infinite money glitch. Vampires are immortal and are only around and awake in the dark anyway. Which I totally dig. Oh, 16.4. We weren't too far off. Okay, it looks like he's going to accept this, so we'll take this and then we'll move on to the next one. So, yeah, wait. So, where would each of you, Leandra and Garuda, where would each of you take your dates, out of curiosity? Also, are we now getting to the point where... Well, this is a problem, because this is the only one left. What leads to the most Switch interactions I've seen to two things. Playing the most recent release games and updates. Only up Fortnite, most recent Call of Duty, and secondly, streamers who talk about sports. Yeah, speaking of things I don't give two shits about. Both which I'm not interested. Yeah. And it's kind of true for... So, here's some of the complication to that, too, is... We actually did gain a couple new followers, during, Steamroll September. And that includes repeat followers, people who even joined the Discord. And that was because we played games that were popular across 30 days. We managed to find games that were popular in their genre. So, as rhythm games go, I played Rhythm Doctor. So that got me a follow. Another rhythm day, I played Just Shapes and Beats, which is popular enough, so I got a follow out of that. So, as far as new people, it's like, yeah, you can play whatever the latest and greatest game is. But I'm still able to gain new follows, even out of these weirder games. And those people are people who are not just lurkers, they do chat and chat. So the first part of that is one way or another. The second one I can skip right over, because I have zero interest in starting to watch sports, just to be able to talk about those sports with other people. Because that comes right back around to the Fall Guys problem of, It is a problem in other Twitch chats too, and I didn't mention that. I try chatting in, I have a lot of LGBTQIA streamer friends, and I'll go to their chats, but, it's actually rough for me to chat in their chats. If they play Fall Guys, because a lot of the LGBTQIA community likes playing it as just a fun, non-sweaty game. I appreciate that, but when I go to talk, I can feel myself being boring because I can only chat about the game itself. Increasing engagement is hard, especially if your audience is older and or right, and that's part of it too. I also don't really know what my demographics are. Like, I mean, I think I've outright said this before. I'm 43. So that's another thing about this also. I'm like fat and 43, right? Why do I bring that up specifically? I don't know if you know exactly like how fucking horny on main so much of Twitch is. 2 for 2 here, unfortunately. Older, yeah. I don't know if you understand exactly how horny Twitch is in general. And you don't really know. Oh, this thing is actually impossible. But we're gonna push through. We are gonna do this. When you have friends who are asexual, the A and LGBTQIA. Katamari refreshing. Remember the rules. This is the small wood pile. Like this by rolling it up and you can have a campfire. Okay. So it's not even that we need to be big. We just need to be able to light that fire up at the top of that hill. Okay. But yeah, when you have ace friends, they'll very easily and clearly help you realize like how horny Twitch is all the time. And when you're fat and 43, people do very much get put off by this very same type of conversation and topic that you would otherwise be able to easily talk about in another person's stream. And I am aware of that. Which is why I don't tend to be very sexual at all to begin with on my stream. I have it set as an 18 plus stream. So the topics can come up as they come up, but you'll never hear me be the ones to push in that kind of direction. Like I said, for the LGBTQIA streamers, it's really hard because they'll be talking, especially in like the queer and gay streams, they're like, oh, I just had to blow on my food, not. Which is surprising considering how good I am at blowing, and then just sitting there like, I don't know what I can say. It's not that I am actively looking to be awkward or anything. It's just like I don't really have anything else to otherwise say in these circumstances, and so I just like default to talking, like I said, about the game on stream or whatever. But it makes me feel like I just don't have anything to talk about in those streams either. So, and again, I'm also not looking for the ultimate answer from anyone who's in chat today. Like, if people really knew exactly what increased viewer engagement, what increased the chat engagement and all of that, none of us would be struggling with it to begin with, right? Like, we'd all already know, we'd already be following all that, we'd all have 1,000 people watching us at any given time. And this kind of conversation would never come up. But I like it as a general topic of conversation. Also, I'm still torn between my leprechaun and vampire choices. And I'm also trying to figure out where exactly I would go out with in either situation. I think I really thought vampire was the right choice because of the times, but I think that you're limited to only nighttime. And here in Portland, a lot of the places close at like 9 o'clock at night. So I think that we'd be pretty limited. So I do actually think that Leprechaun is the right choice. But then it's a matter of where you go with them. Yeah, where do you go with a Leprechaun? And Costume's been dead all night, and when new folks come in, we're welcoming those to stick around and chat. Right. Yeah, so I could easily see, similar. And what's helpful in Huff's case is you are at least there, right? And that's something that I can probably bring up for these particular reasons. I mean, I was married. My ex-wife has been in chat here. Coconut, not right now, but yes. But on your typical day, you'll be in there, so that way he'll have someone to chat with. When I was married, Corgi would always be around here, and she still, I still talk to her to this day. She's still a supportive, good person. The marriage itself is what failed. But I'm still easily able to chat with her just fine. And she is the type who is supportive and does come by and chat, etc. So I can't falter that to that end. And to this day, she'll come into chat here and talk. But it's not someone for me to rely on for chatting. She's someone I'm happy when she's here to be able to chat. But being that she has no personal relationship with me now, so not cool, man. It's always better if you keep good relations with these. Yeah, of course. Also, welcome in, Skate. Hope you're doing well. Good timing for you to drop in. Yeah, it was funny. I mentioned you without mentioning you earlier. Because I mentioned how we've been having a conversation about viewer engagement and what it's been like streaming on Twitch and why it's hard for me to run a stream, or at least it was throughout October. And I mentioned that I got a bunch of followers during September playing these weird games who come in and chat, etc. You would be one of them. Which I could tell you because you'd always be chatting. Yeah, fair. Oh, I followed before. Oh yeah, that's true. You did. But my point is that you are one of the people who come in and actually are fully engaged whenever you're here in chat. Yeah, long term break. I mean, I genuinely do appreciate it. But yeah, that's been the general topic of conversation. Also, while I remember, game is gonna stop. Stream might freeze for a moment. Here, I'll keep this up also. It's apparently I now have a question of the day for now. That was the question that I just pinned in chat. There we go. But yeah, I've just been trying to find ways to increase viewer engagement. What makes people want to chat in a stream? Because it's hard, and it's hard for me to want to stream without people being around who are chatting. One thing I didn't finish before. I can't see. Yeah, that is unfortunate. I will read it out to you anyway. If you had to go out with a vampire, a werewolf, a leprechaun, or a Shrek, which supernatural creature would you go out with, and where would you go? Oh yeah, thank you, City. So there's the viewer engagement aspect of it. The other half of this, though, is I have a stream checklist that I do before every stream. And my stream checklist, I have also tied within it a personal checklist. What I mean by that is there are things that I have that I make sure to do at the beginning of the stream, including making sure that my cat's litter tray is taken care of, making sure that I have making sure that her food and water dishes are good to go, making sure that I have showered and shaved for the day, choosing my clothing for the day. Like, there are a striga. What is a striga exactly? Got to answer where I'd stay home and bake Bamtadia cake. Apparently blood is a suitable substitute for eggs and baking. Interesting. Oh yeah, that makes sense because of the coagulation, so it probably helps to bind the rest of the ingredients. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I feel like with a vampire I'd have to stay in, but like I said, Leprechaun has the gold, so we can go out. So definitely a nice restaurant with the... My choice is Leprechaun. It would be out to a nice restaurant. We'll continue that in a moment. I do want to finish the other point, just so I don't feel like I'm going so much back and forth. Is that... Yeah, so my stream checklist that I do before stream, there's the stuff that is stream related, making sure that things are working, like the first to the stream redemption, making sure certain redemptions are turned on or off. There's that certain volume levels are set, that I've made sure that my headphones are charged and are working, blah blah blah. Seeing a woman who's cursed and transformed into a monster at night. Interesting. And also, where would you end up taking her, was the other half of the question. So yeah, so there's the aspect of the stream stuff, and so I make sure that the stream stuff is up and running. I'll take Vampire. She can give me eternal life. Do you know that's actually a reason I wouldn't want to? I wouldn't want to become a vampire. I think it would be genuinely boring over time, because I very much on topic. Happy birthday, thank you, Lemon. Welcome in. On the very topic that we're talking about on stream today, about viewer engagement and being able to socialize with others. I want to actively socialize with others over time, and it feels like it would be problematic to live 200 years and all the people who I know right now wouldn't be around anymore. It would be good provided that I was constantly able to make new friends, and in general I'm pretty good at that. But that would seem nightmarish over time, to like constantly have to make new friends and figure out what each one likes and what they would do. I'm turning my life upside down if I became a vampire. Eternal life or no? Yeah. Honestly, eternal life is something that has never actually appealed to me in any sense. I genuinely think eternal life, it wouldn't take very long before it death is death. It's the end. It's nothing. I welcome and prefer it. You see, and that's my problem and that's just a for me personally thing. I think that eternal life would very quickly become a hell to me, because I think I would get too bored. I think I appreciate things a lot more as is right now, because death coming and being inevitable. So that's why I try determining what's important in life and following along with those things, understanding them, and work my life towards, achieving. I have certain goals in life, and I wouldn't have those goals if I didn't know that death was going to come one day. So yeah, so for me, again, Leprechaun is still the choice. Nice dinner is definitely on the table. Probably also go to the local barcade over here, because it's fun and because money, like I said, wouldn't be an issue. That's the kind of thing I would want to. That sounds right for me. Like a barcade, unless you're going on a day when it's a free day, then you want to make sure that you can afford to go out and pump that many quarters into a machine. So, like I said, Leprechaun Infinite Money Glitch. I think dinner in a barcade sounds like a nice time. Take my vampire out dancing and seduce a nice victim for her. Okay. Well, I like the questions in there. I won't run the question command again. I might even take the question command off, and we'll try to run it for a little while. Each stream, I'll try to pin one of the questions to the top of chat. I'll try to find it in such a way where you can actually see the entire question, though, to help people out. Anyway. So, what was I on about before? That so I'm also trying to look at screen and trying to determine how I can do this without falling into the water. The biggest thing is I don't know how big I need to be when I get to the top of the when I get to the very top of the hill later to be able to set the campfire on fire. Now in the underworld, in the messenger, getting to the Metroidvania part soon. I've only been playing it. I think you are. I think I am on the underworld myself. I just got to it. Hilariously, I already mentioned this very month of November. My plan for this month is to complete games that I started over time, including the ones that I started in September and October. The Messenger is very much a game I plan on completing sometime this month. It still felt linear. No, I think it's from what I read, it's immediately after the Underworld. So it's like the moment you finish that section is when it starts becoming a Metroidvania. Yeah. Again, this is from what I read. I can't speak from personal experience. Yeah, so even in my case, I'm still on the linear platforming portion of it. But theoretically, we'll be out of it just as soon as you, once I start playing it again. Really enjoying Pretty Challenge. Even if it was just a platformer, I really enjoyed it as a platformer. Not quite Celeste, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, that one I wasn't looking to be challenged. Like, Celeste I played because it's challenging. Though the Messenger I was playing because it's just fun. Oh, some things... No, please. Okay. We're still setting things on fire. Where... I think what I do from here, much as I'd love to continue any other conversation, I do want out of this level. Okay, you can run over. I was worried about running over that fire extinguisher and it extinguishing our fire. You think it's gonna happen if I run over all of them? Nope, we're still good. So that's yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and that was during my that month the theme was playing really difficult games. So I played Hollow Knight, Celeste, and a few games. I played Contra, I played Battletoads, but I didn't finish it. We did Cuphead. I still want to do Undertale eventually, though I'm not that into RPGs. Also, where is this hill? But yeah, I'm just a big fan of playing new games and seeing what they're about. And I don't care if something's not hard. As long as a game is fun. Also, I found the hill. It's literally dead ahead of me. So now we just need to find enough things to roll over along the way. That was promising. Perfect. Alright. The fact that we're rolling up logs at all is perfect. And you ever play FPS? I don't. Thank God we did it. Stalker 2's coming out. Yeah, I typically don't play FPS games. A lot of them feel very same to me. And they would have been on fire extinguishers taking out the fire. Yeah. That's totally what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, we're gonna say that that's done. Also, even if we beat it, because that was the last of the missions, if we beat this game early, we will look around and redo other missions to try to get higher scores on them. We'll still make this a minimum of 3-hour stream, even if I complete it soon. Then this game, I hate COD. Yeah, exactly. Oh, then the game would make sense. Yeah, true, Garuda. Exceptions like Bioshock. I still haven't played Bioshock. I literally have the Bioshock collection. Also, one of my favorite games is Half-Life. Like the original Half-Life and Half-Life 2. And obviously Portal, which is not quite FPS. You're not shooting in it except for shooting a gravity gun. But yeah, exactly. Those games did like Half-Life came. For those who don't know, Half-Life came out in 1998 at the same time as like Mario 64 and other games. It was so beyond anything else that was out at the time to have this like no, the other games didn't really have stories the way that Half-Life told a story. It was telling you a horror thriller, but it happened to be an FPS. Do you know I never played Unreal, and I have it. I have Unreal Gold, but I still never got around to it. And I was never into Unreal Tournament. But just talking about just original Unreal. I have it, but I haven't played. Alright, we will do this. Click it off. Electricity. Okay. Add environmental storytelling. No, I always thought it was interesting. Also, Unreal came out, I think, earlier than Half-Life, didn't it? It was like 95, 96? Maybe it was 96, 97. And when you compared it to stuff like Doom and Quake that were just dark and dreary, Unreal had colors like Katamari here, by comparison. Oh, this is that, what's it called? The, lightning bug one. This one's actually fun. Well, yeah, fireflies. Yeah. 5 minutes to roll up a bunch of fireflies. Yeah, this one I like. Let me know if the game volume gets too loud compared to my voice, because these things seem to be a bit louder in general. It was about an alien race that was being oppressed, had an actual story. Yeah, well, wait, Unreal or Half-Life? Because Half-Life had that too, but you don't learn that until like the very, very end of the game. I feel like I'm fine spoiling a over 30-year-old game. Well, roughly 30-year-old game. But yeah, essentially when you go to Zen in Half-Life, you eventually learn that there's an oppressed alien race there. Yeah, suitcase man. Like, I think I might just do it all. I might just play Unreal off stream. I think I have it on my Epic Games launcher. Just to see exactly what it was like. No fireflies were real until you saw them in Oklahoma. Now, I think we had them... We didn't have them in Florida. Where did I first... It's a good question. When did I first see fireflies? Probably when I drove from Florida and visited my friend in Ohio. I visited a lot of states through the South at around that time. But what are we? We have 4 minutes. We're still at dark. The biggest problem I'm having for this level is it looks like some of these you can't really see until you're pretty close to the objects that the fireflies are near. So it's hard to tell where I should go that have large clusters. You see them all the time in your grandparents' house in Indiana. Yeah, it is one of those things like unicorns or whatever. Or like, you think they're like a unicorn because the first and only time you see them are in cartoons, like Quicksand. Quicksand, you very much, if you watch enough cartoons as a kid, you think Quicksand is going to be a much bigger part of your life than it turns out being when you become an adult. So I definitely would have seen fireflies and whatnot just as much as anything else, and then not really known that, like you said, you don't really know that they're a thing unless you're in an area that already has them. Supposedly the Metro games are also good FPS games. So sorry, but you have which Metro? Like, is Metro the name of the game themselves, like Metro Exodus, Metro blah blah blah, or is it a company named Metro, kind of like saying From Software Games? Yes, okay. I was gonna say that game name I just said struck a chord. One's based on the Metro novels. Got it. Wasn't even aware that that was the case, to be honest. I think that was part of it also. If I remember, I think Half-Life, either like Orson Scott Card or some novelist was involved in the actual storyline when Half-Life was created. That's Disco right there. They are the cousin I usually like playing as. So we're going to do everything we can to collect as many fireflies. Oh, perfect. You rolled up something weird. Blinky. Oh, I was going to try purposely getting... Yeah, oh, Dip. That's what the name is. Yeah, Dip is like one of my favorite cousins to play as, so I'm actually glad we got to this level. Also, we're at least at Bright, so that's good. But yeah, for some reason, I've never really been that into FPS games in general. Oh, thank you for the affiliate anniversary, which is good. Hope you were doing well. Hopefully your stream went well last night. I was lurking for a little bit. Speaking about viewer engagement, you're assuming I was lurking, but never said a single word in. Oh, thanks for the tier 1 sub to They Call Me Jay. I appreciate it. Oh, that was still too dark. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we need to find other clusters here. One more time. What's some kind of stale? I wouldn't like Call of Duty. Yeah. Well, so I mentioned it a month or two ago. Do you remember when E3 used to happen? Whenever E3 went away, there was a bunch of conferences that replaced it. So Activision had a conference, and then there's Day of the Devs, and then there's a bunch of other like smaller video game conferences. So I watched all the smaller game conferences, like the Day of the Devs and the indie ones and whatnot, and there was a lot of very interesting games that I saw that are coming up that I'm interested in. Like a lot of indie games I saw that are coming up I'm interested in. The Activision one was like... It was like someone just learned how the copy and paste command worked on their computer, and they copy-pasted a bunch of games. Like every single one of the games in that conference they were all first-person shooters, and they all looked exactly the same as one another. Also, I was so afraid of touching the water in this, but like, you absolutely can. Yeah, like, I was bored out of my goddamn mind watching that thing and saying, okay, why aren't they showing us anything new? Every single thing they showed us is the same game as the last game that they just showed us. So that's been my typical experience with FPS games in general. I like how the Game Grumps name it. Their big joke is they call it Call of Duty Shoot-A-Man. But it's pretty accurate. It's like that's pretty much almost every first-person shooter for me. It's been such a long time since I've seen one that has inspired any kind of interest. The hero shooters are particularly bad about it. The ones like your Valorants, your Apex Legends, your Overwatches, I couldn't even tell you what you do in any of those games. I know you go around and you shoot people with friends, and that's it. And you're a character, but then that brings up the points that I usually have a problem with in games, which is having to learn all the little idiosyncrasies about a game and about one specific character, and that's something that very much doesn't interest me. But in general, so that brings me to why Steamroll September and all the other games that I played tend to be a bunch of indie games. I personally think that if these games are far, I take it you haven't spent much time playing fighting games. No, fighting games are very much on my. We discussed it during the last Katamari session. Fighting, I actively hate fighting games for that reason. I understand the appeal to them, but I can't spend the amount of time necessary that the game developers want you to learn every last move in a game. And with those nowadays, it's not just the moves themselves that you have to learn. You have to like learn all of the little quirks of the game, and like when you have iframes coming off of a when you have iframes coming off of a move that you've conducted or that your opponent's conducted. And so when you should press a button, when you shouldn't press a button, and like all that stuff, it's too much for me to like. I am of the belief that I want to be able to pick up a game and immediately start playing it. And you've played games on the channel before. You've played Boomerang Fu with me. You've played what was the name of that other one? Broforce. You very much understand fundamentally how to play those games within like a minute of picking the game up for the first time. That appeals to me far more than having to learn the how a game works and like what you need to do in it to conduct the base. This is what I missed. We needed to roll into them. Okay. Stalker's one I think I own too, also from Epic, from the Epic free games that they give out. Stalker set in a sort of radioactive zone, created by I think nuclear meltdown and plant, but I'm not sure if I remember that correctly. Anyway, the zone is sealed off. There's various anomalies involving weird physics and also creatures, and it's open world within that zone. It's a half horror, like Mortal Kombat when I have visitors. It's just silly to see all the over the top violence and how creative you get, but. Like that part I don't mind. Visually I think it can be interesting. It's the gameplay loop of that game that I'm not as interested in. And the other thing on your Mortal Kombat or Street Fighters and all that specifically anyway, it's not that fun playing against AI opponents, so it's only fun to play against real people. And I don't really like doing one-on-one stuff. I'm far more interested, if it is one-on-one, to play a different, more interesting game. Like the duos games we played on this channel. Oh, there's a dog. I'm a dog, but I love Katamari Damacy. Play constantly. Oh, you can't roll. The sun. We must be getting close, that we're rolling up, like, large celestial objects. Yeah, we played Overcooked on this channel before. I did that. That was my last game for one of my birthday streams. My birthday streams, I always play my birthday streams, I run as 8-hour I run as 12-hour streams. We play 8 different games, an hour and a half per game. Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah, we went to the dog before and saw this, but there was only one object to roll up at the time. Anyway. So I always play 4-player games, 8 games, 1.5 hours per game over the course of 12 hours. And they're always very, very fun. I then save the very last game that I play for my birthday streams are always my most chaotic games. So for my first of the birthday streams I ran, it was Overcooked. For the second one I ran, it was Heave Ho for the first one, Overcooked for the second one. And my most recent birthday stream, I did 2 different days because I invited way too many people. So I had 2 chaotic games. I played Fling to the Finish the first day, and the second day I played Octodad Dadliest Catch. But that's the thing. Those are the kinds of games that I personally would rather play rather than fighting games, while still being able to play multiplayer games with other people. And in all those cases, it again comes down to the same thing that I just mentioned a moment ago. Of you don't need to learn anything about those games. You don't need to read up on them. You don't need to know the movement sets. They show you the controls at the beginning of the game, and you go, okay, I know how to play this. Have you ever been interested in a ranked mode in any game? Just curious. Ranked is always what gets me hooked, except in Fall Guys. Ranked was tournaments for you. Not really, to be honest. And it's for... It very much comes down to the same reason of what I'm just saying. Like... So part of what we discuss... We'll hold some of the conversation about what I do and don't enjoy about gaming. Even though we mentioned it during the last Katamari stream. Overcooked versus mode, it's kind of a fighting game. Knocking each other off the air balloons. Yeah, fair. But part of what I enjoy about gaming is everyone learning at the same time, like what the game mechanics are, and so everyone being on the same level of being able to play against one another. I would rather have I would rather in a game that the game was even and I lost, rather than it being lopsided and I won. It's not the winning that is the interesting thing to me. The thing that's interesting to me is getting to play the game with others and learning things with others. The problem with ranked modes very often is that you tend to be put up against those, especially in stuff like Rocket League and whatnot. You're put up against people who have I like playing a variety of games. I understand the appeal of having one game that you play and that being the only game that you play. And like Scape just said, like, certain part of it is toxicity. Rocket League I won't play because of how grotesquely toxic it is. But, like... But that's not... Yeah, so I'm not interested in... getting to know games in that intimate way where I know everything about them. It's very much why I hate playing board games with other people. Because board games, typically you learn about a new game, and these people, the people who like board games are like, but I think we can roll up the sun. It says that sun, press X. We're only at 100 some odd stars. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're big enough. Oh, I guess we are. No, are we? That music doesn't sound promising. Rolling up the sun is Sujio, but there's something else that kind of rolled the world into one, you know? Don't really know whether that's a good thing or bad, but it's powerful. Global news, this. Earth must be going nuts now. Oh, you're ruling Earth. Wonder if our fans are alright. Oh, you feel something. You're feeling the presence of Earth and everything. It's fine, don't worry, Your Highness. That's what they're saying. Oh, what a relief. Grant fans their wishes, still other fans on Earth. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so this is the ending. But like I said, we're not going to end even though because it's only 2 hours. I'd rather go for 3 hours. So yeah, I especially think Fall Guys would be silly because it's supposed to be a silly game where everyone is on an even keel. If someone is a good enough gamer, they could theoretically, minus the knowledge that they have, be able to start up a game of Fall Guys, having never played before, and beat everyone in the lobby, right? Even when there hasn't been what's it called? Even when there hasn't been not ranked gameplay, skill-based matchmaking, SBMM. Even when the game hasn't had skill-based matchmaking in it, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But even when it didn't have it, everyone's just kind of on an even keel anyway. When it does have it, obviously that helps. But you could theoretically start up a game and win. You just have to be good enough at platforming and whatnot. playing sweaty versions of Fall Guys, like you were saying, that tournaments was your version of that, was always a nightmare to me because that's not what I see Fall Guys as being about. I obviously, you and I were part of City Breakers, but City Breakers, we only really did tournaments where you played Fall Guys fundamentally the way you would, I see as you, as what Fall Guys is supposed to be. Play a game with your friends and just try to get one of the 4 people who you're playing with in your lobby, make sure that one of them wins. That was the basis of those tournaments. And so it fully aligned up with how I felt about Fall Guys specifically. But that's kind of true of anything that I play. So going back to the board game things, when someone introduces you to a new board game, typically they know all the rules and they know all the like little intricacies that occur in that game. And it's not fun playing a game with your friends that they know all the little things about it and you don't. And then you get up to some situation where it's like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing you could do. Like, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't explain that during the rules. Oh, well. Good point, for that was the only type of tournament I would join. Right. A lot of toxicity in chess. Played that for a long time in the past. Formats with a timer, opponent is losing, starts making a ton of irrational moves to try to make you run it. Yeah. So that's my... So that is another one of many reasons I don't like board games in particular. Is because there's ways of like working around rules and forming use cases and whatnot, and then we discussed this before, and the use cases, so I'm trying to press every button and none of them are making this go, so we'll just keep this going. You come up with this weird use case and the people who developed the game never thought of it, and so it's not in the instruction booklet, and so now all you have to gather around the instruction booklet and start trying to figure out a rule that hasn't been figured out before, and then you make up your own interpretation of the rules. At least with video games and these like weird games that I play, the rules are inherently built into the game, right? So that I like some of the what are called parlor games, so darts and chess and checkers and blah blah blah. Chess is the one I typically don't play, but I do like a lot of the others. Backgammon, what's it called? Hanafuda, I really like. The cards that Nintendo was originally known for in the late 1800s. Yes, for those who didn't know, Nintendo's been around since the late 1800s. So those are fun, but even those are only really fun, again, when you're not an expert, when you're not playing on an on-level playing field. Also to that point, that's the reason why I hate Stumble Guys. And in a minimum, the first version of Stumble Guys, you actually had to play through like 50 levels of your character or whatever to get the push ability. And you should not tie an ability that you get in a game with the amount of time that you play it. Like, you shouldn't tie it so that way one person has an unnatural advantage over another person in a game. At least not for the games that I want to play. So, at least with Fall Guys, the one thing I'll give it is the only benefit you have by playing more is you just have more knowledge of like how to run a race or a level. So, with all of that stated, we're gonna run one more ad break. Since I only plan on streaming for maybe another hour anyway, we're now done with the game, so we'll play a few more of these levels like here. Let me run another 3-minute ad break. We will play some of our clips here. I'll give everyone that like food for thought to think of in the meantime. We can talk about this during just chatting. I was gonna get a chance to get up here and move myself. But yeah, so we're going to play 3 minutes of ads. During that time, we're going to play some of our clips from the channel. And then we'll return, have some more of this discussion. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. I can't do it from here. Wait, can I do it this way? Yes, I can do it that way. So, I'm assuming the bees kill you here.
Oh god, I'm about to find out. The bees are after me. The bees are after me. Things are terrible. I'm in.
Ah, no way he made that. No freaking way.
Oh. Leave all the gifts.
Connection's a little bit janky.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, perfectly fine.
Oh,
Just watching if you make a mess, I'll get suspicious.
Safely.
Okay.
Safely.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing it so safely, guys.
Oh, God. Oh.
This is so safe. Look at it.
No, you're doing great.
Honey, where's the best man?
Okay. Oh, I love you, wife.
Guess you'll have to get the ring yourself.
Yep. Oh, okay. I have a ton of arrows, so just like come over to me.
Yeah, Red will need them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Step it up.
Oh my god, are we just in the circle?
Wait, does that mean we have to kill Breaker to win?
Yes. Oh shoot.
Oh.
I'll see you guys better on just holding one button.
Ah!
Ah!
I'm being bullied!
Stop chasing me!
No, I can't move!
I can't either.
Ow. Oh god.
Yes.
go with you.
Nope.
You
No.
fight- Can you
No.
drown him?
You will eventually drown.
I don't. No. Let me out. Let me. Huh? Oh god. No.
Oh my god, he's choking the chicken.
In the goo.
God. God. Oh Jesus.
Oh
No.
no, keep him in there. Yes.
Go jump. God damn it.
Eh.
All
Oh.
of that just for that fucking like cheap right hook, and he just goes
Uh-huh.
down.
Yep.
Like a sack of potatoes.
Awesome.
Probably should have started with the first
Oh.
level first. With
Oh.
this.
No. This is much better. Okay, so now it's both of your analog sticks to control.
Wow. Both and jumping and stuff? How do you do like
wait.
normal
Hold on.
actions and stuff?
Yeah, I don't even know how to jump yet.
The jump button becomes like this.
The fling button.
Yeah, so it's okay. The triggers on each individual sticks.
Yeah.
How do I jump?
Yeah, the different triggers are still the.
Oh, the bumpers are the individual jumps.
Alright, this is not working.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
actually very confusing.
Yeah. This is actually a nightmare. We're back. That's all. Oh, alright, we got the game capturing again. So, yeah, like I said, we will continue on. We'll see what all these people want. So there's one here, and... Oh, wait, hold on. We rolled up dip, right? I'm gonna look for them first before anything else. As much as I like, Ichigo or however you pronounce their name. I don't know where the accent is in that. Please tell me that... Please don't tell me that you have to roll up... Oh no. Menu... So the problem is, I think we got dip and then failed. And then on a separate run, we got a bunch of lightning bugs and rolled up to the top. But I don't think that we got dip in the lightning bug round and then rolled to the top of the hill to where the person needed the light. Close. No, this is just the collection. B to go back. Unless, I mean, feel free to tell me if anyone sees a cousin who's their main color is black, but they have a bunch of different colored spots all over them. I think they're like different colored stars. I'll tell you now, I'm not seeing them for the time being. Oh, who wanted the electricity? I can't even remember who wanted the electricity. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, this is going to tell you, because it tells you whether you got the present or the cousin on the top left. Okay, so... let's look up the bottom left. Let's go towards the end, because Save the Planet is one of the new ones. Power Bear, lots of friends. So you're close to... No, so we beat the game. But just before break, we actually got the end credit sequence. So now everything here is just like extra whatevers. We haven't done that. We haven't done this. I don't... So this is another person who exists. We know about them. This one we don't know about yet. There is, however, another person asking about something here. 1,000, still say Kentucky 1,000. No. We did the crane one. I need... oh, this must be... so yeah, new. Cousins, second cousins. Okay, that's what I thought. I was confused what you were doing now. Postcards. Yeah, we're just looking for two things. I want to play with them all. Hurry and roll them all. Okay, so this person specifically wants us to find all the cousins. I'm assuming that we need to do this person over here. We need to do their quest. And that will then open up this last quest that looks like a rose. In fact, it looks very much like this flower right in front of me right now. But the other thing that I want to do while we're doing all this, doing side stuff now anyway, is on the Firefly level. First we have to figure out... oh, lots of fireflies. Yep, okay, there's the answer. So if you look at the top left, we got a present on that level, but we didn't get the cousin. And the cousin for the Firefly level was Dip. And that's who I want to play as. Right now we're playing as Ichigo, which is the strawberry-looking character that I'm rolling around, as you can see on the bottom left. So now I have to find Bookworm. So here's the Bookworm. We can hold this to skip. Yes, play. We'll play as them, we'll roll up the cousin, we'll finish the level again, then we can play the rest of the game as that cousin. Which includes just anything else that we haven't done yet. Okay, so we have, and it's relatively quick, they're forcing us into doing this over the course of 5 minutes. Oh, also, City, did you ever answer the question of the day out of curiosity? I can't remember. I know we got Scape, Leandria, and Garuda as answers. You did not. Okay. But yeah, here. This is the cousin right here. So we need to collect... and the only thing you can collect in this level is fireflies. But I mean, just look at this cousin. Like, it's not just that they're lit up, but all of their stars are changing colors, and I think that's awesome. And they're in, I think, all the Katamari games. So Katamari Damacy. They're in the sequels that are on the PSP, as well as obviously here. I don't typically... I mean, I genuinely usually don't care about cosmetics in games, but this is one of the few times where I actually actively like playing as one specific character. Yes. Also, out of curiosity, just so I know, are you watching this from mobile? Because I noticed... I did happen to notice over time that your reactions are usually about, like, 30 seconds off, and it's the usual mobile delay. or the usual Twitch delay of someone watching on mobile. Let's head over here. Alright, I want to do this relatively quickly, but the biggest things we need to be able to get up to dip to collect them and get to the other side. Oh. And I've been constantly refreshing streams. I don't know why you're having such bad delays today. So one thing I will look into is if it's just your internet in general. One thing Twitch told me is that my bitrate, it said unstable. I have my bitrate set to about 6,000 kilobits per second, so kbps. And it's saying that 6,000 is too much. Now, I think for a 1080p stream, 6,000 should be fine, and the stream should look fine, and blah, blah, blah. However, it does mean that that there is a decent chunk of data that has to be downloaded when you watch a stream that is good quality. So I might check into how bad it would be if I turned it down to 5,000 or 4,500, and if it would help stream delay, like you're experiencing. It's one of those many things after streaming for 4 years. Still working on stream to this day. Oh, alright, so those fly away. Where is dip and where's the bookworm that I need to eventually roll up into? But they're already kind of bright, and I think that was enough to roll up the cousin. Most likely you're... Oh, goddammit, that was... I was looking in the background for dip. One more time. It's already been bad being out here in the garage, but ever since my parents' cable TV was switched over to work via the internet, I had worse connection. But that's my point is, theoretically, if I wasn't forcing you to download so much data, most of which is possibly unnecessary excess data to make the stream look absolutely perfect, when it might look just as good on 4,500 kbps. Yeah, then I could probably turn it down. Your internet wouldn't be as much of a factor anymore. So yeah, I'll look into it after stream and just see what people say. And I'll probably just pull up a few friend streams, see what bitrate they're on, compared to how good or bad their streams look. That's really what it's going to be about, right? It's all subjective. People get online on paper, they could tell you all everything in the world about, stream looks better with these settings and with this, with these numbers. My first streams, I started with that for the audio, and my audio was so beyond fucked because I followed online tutorials and filled in numbers as to what to put the audio at, and between my voice and my microphone, those settings very much didn't work. You could hear all of my breathing. You could hear, like, it was, if you listen to my first few streams compared to now, they were awful. When I turned all of that off and used, like, the defaults of my mic with my existing voice, which I obviously haven't changed, everything got much better. So, point being, what I'll do is I'll look at friend streams and see what they have it set to, and I'll see what I think looks good based on that, and then I'll base my stream based off of those numbers. I wouldn't have had that benefit years ago because I wouldn't have been following enough different people to be able to make that kind of comparison. But now I could very, very much do that. Okay, so that's actually a... Oh, Reno with the raid. Oh, give me 2 seconds. Pause that. Oh, double raid. Hold on. I'm assuming Puff probably raided into Reno, and then Reno's now here. We'll do the shout out to Reno. I'll do a regular shout out then to Puff. Correct. Yeah. Yep. So what was happening? TCG Card Shop Simulator and Baldur's Gate. How was the card shop? How was the Baldur's Gate? Also, who came in? Reno, welcome in. Leandra, welcome back in. Pop, welcome in. Leandra got you so good. How's this? Oh, I distracted Reno so we could read him. Gotcha. Nice. Baldur's Gate 3 was awesome. 42 hours in. I'm finally inactive. Nice. No, that's right. I got it. I understood what you were saying eventually. Let's move the mouse out of the way. Actually, Katamari. Katamari's been going well. We technically already beat the game. I only plan on going another, like, half hour to hour something. We're just doing some of the extra stuff post credits in the game. TCG was good. I had some good pulls in the $100 to $200 range. One crazy $720 pull. Damn. You sold for $850, so you're rich. Nice. I still don't. I'm not gonna lie. I still don't fully understand the appeal of those games because they're so close to actual retail work. And when I play a game, I don't want to be doing work. I want to be playing something for my entertainment and enjoyment. But I'm glad people, like, a lot of people seem to be watching and enjoying that game. So so you do get the one thing. Yeah, it's not for everyone. That's fair. There's that. There is the Gamba aspect. You get to, like, own a whole bunch of, like, especially if you put a mod on, so it's actual Pokemon cards, then you can, like, do a bunch of you could do a whole bunch of pack pulls that you wouldn't be able to do in real life for the amount of money that you would have to spend for it. So to that end, I get it also. I still don't know which way the cousin is and where the bookworm is. Or is it the fact that I went through the water and they're on the other side? We only have 45 seconds to figure this out, which isn't great. What's unfortunate is, like, we got this really, really bright. I'm kind of relying on this being the correct direction. Yeah, we're like 40 followers away now from 1,000. Goal we've kind of been going for some time now, it must be said. Okay, so we're gonna fail this one because I don't even know where. Actually, this might be where the bookworm is. Okay, so I think what we need to do is figure out where the cousin is. Then we can figure out where. One more time. Essentially, we're doing this level just because there's one game cosmetic that I care about. Oh, okay, so the cousin is actually on the hill dead ahead of me right now. I just don't know the easy way to get up there. So I just need to look for the camel and the spinning thing, but the cousin is in the dead center of that area. And then it's the other hill that has the end of the level. But yeah, 1,000 followers number-wise has kind of always been my number goal. And I think that we're doing pretty well considering I don't really have a specific community anymore. We used to have the Fall Guys community, but again, they only really wanted to watch Fall Guys. And when I stopped watching Fall Guys streams and stopped playing Fall Guys, I actually lost a lot of people. Especially once I stopped playing. But we've been gaining a decent chunk over time, just from even the weird indie games that we play on the channel. So I've been pretty happy about it. And I'm happy to be able to gain followers across games that I'm far more interested in streaming. Okay. So I still don't have a full game plan as to what I'm doing here. Oh, also Reno and Pup, do feel free to take a look. We have a question of the day for right now. It is pinned at the top of stream. I can read it if necessary, if you can't see the whole thing. So I want it to at least be some level of brightness before I go up there. But what I want to do, yeah, we're dim. I think that's still not good enough. I think when it actually says some word bright in here, we'll actually head up the hill. At which point there's a bunch of fireflies at the top of the hill. I say all that. Let's have like a quick check. Slightly dim. Like, let's see if this is enough. Of this plus the lights that are already around here anyway. Alright, can we roll up the cousin? Yes or no? Yes, we can. Okay, good. Good. So now it's just a matter of completing the level by getting to the other side where the bookworm is at. But it's slightly bright. We might even be able to get the oh so bright. Finally answer go with the leprechauns, that way they can finally lead me to finding a 4-leaf clover. Oh, what about the other half of it? Where would you take them to? Like, so my logic with the leprechaun, because I also chose leprechaun, but I chose it because they have an infinite money glitch that they've already figured out in life, and so with money being no object, we could go to So I forgot about to thank, I think it was Puffly with who were the subs? Puffly, thank you for the sub before. Leandra, thank you for the 11 months. Leandra with the 9 months of tier 1 subs. And you make 7 even, take away the S. There we go, to a field with 4-leaf clovers and infinite gold. Well, they already have the infinite gold. They already have the infinite money glitch, right? Because they know where gold is at the end of any rainbow that they go to. So it's, go to a nice restaurant and a barcade, somewhere where you're normally, essentially I want to go somewhere where you're normally limited by the amount of money that you have on you. Somewhere that's fun, but now money is no longer your pressing concern when you go. Also, which is the hill that has the person on it? Is it up this way? Alright, so bright is promising. This feels right. Ah, perfect. Alright. With 30 seconds left, we got the cousin we want, and we finished the level. We can now go to the next level. Yes. Also, I apologize about my mouse cursor. Okay, so past all of this. Now let's go find Dip. Let's change into them. Then we can check out what this last one is. And it might, usually at the end of Katamari games, they give you like 18 minutes to become the size of the world. Now you can make this a planet, that's fine. Yeah, essentially, when you redo a level, they give you the option to either get rid of the newest thing you did or replace your existing planet with what you just did. Shock. Okay. Oh wait, we now have 2 places we can go. Alright, so first things first. First and most important thing, find Dip. Ah, Dip. Yes. Look at us. We look amazing. Yes. Yes. There. Now you can really see it with me standing perfectly still to be able to see what dip looks like. Okay. So now I'm very happy about that. There's actually 2 levels that open up. So what are they exactly? So there's this. No, hold on. There's this person. We met Katamari Damashi. Looks like the Hoshino family on the map. Who cares? She's in danger. The one who can save us. We need your help. I guess we'll just go into it because this person was open first. Then we'll see who the other person was that we opened. That doesn't sound right. The other person whose level we opened. Okay, yeah. So this is actually the planet itself. Oh, that's gonna smash a nerve. You have to hurry. You have to toast. Okay. Well, this is Indonesia. Yep. Japan, Korea's. I'm trying to get my bearings. There we go. Try rolling up just Florida? No. But there's Canada, the U.S. So let's start with the smallest areas of the world. We'll start with the Caribbean. Do they separate Tierra del Fuego? They don't. It's Antarctica. There's a few islands off the coast of Africa, so we'll grab those quick. Europe is where, actually, even West Africa has a lot of small countries. We already started in the Pacific. I guess we can collect more of Indonesia, though. Do they separate any of it? Not really. So we'll do the Pacific, then we'll go into Europe, because Europe has a lot of tiny countries in it. So again, do some of the islands around Asia. There's the Middle East. No, here's the Middle East. Iran, Saudi Arabia. Okay. Actually, oh yeah, there we go. There's Europe. Pretty much almost all of it. Then, I missed Comoros, yeah. Seychelles, Comoros, and Mauritius are the 3 major island nations that are off of Africa. Not to be too boring, but I can name all 195 countries of the world. There's a Sporkle quiz out there that I've done many, many times. Actually, I don't know if there's been any other political upheaval aside from the whole Russian-Ukraine thing. That meteor's very close. But point being, I don't know if there's been enough upheaval to create new countries. But yeah, like if I just the easiest one to go through is hold on. I'm assuming they want us to just go over here. Or they want you to roll up the meteor. That makes sense. Yeah, the easiest one to go through is the 12 countries of South America. So Ecuador, Bolivia, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Suriname, Guyana. French Suriname is not a country, it's just a property of France. Paraguay, Uruguay, Venezuela, Colombia. I don't know if I said 12 there, but that sounds about right. The ones that get more impressive are when I go through stuff like the countries of the Caribbean. So there's obviously the 3 major countries in North America: Canada, United States, Mexico. Then the smaller ones: El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Panama. Oh, there's income, sure. Okay. Let's see what this other level is. And then I could go through all the rest of those: Nicaragua, Honduras, blah, blah, blah. But the far more interesting, like I said, it's the small island nations. St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago, Cuba, Jamaica, Bahamas, etc., etc. Like, I can do the same with the Pacific countries. I literally can go through, like I said, every country in the world. So. Oh, okay. So, wait, this is the Paper Crane Kid, but why are we here again? There's so much time to roll lots and lots of paper cranes. Impressive. Yeah, like I said, I could easily do... Maybe one day when we do a just chatting stream or something, I can pull up the countries of the world list and I can just do it on stream. Because I can even be called out, so that way you know I'm not reading from a list of like. You could just pick a continent or pick an area, and I could just go through the countries of that area. You know, the stands: Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan. That kind of thing. But that's so going back to that thing of like not wanting to learn. It'd be a great, yeah, exactly. Just, you know, just like silly things to do on stream. Do you know when might be a good time for that? One of the things I was thinking of doing on stream, very much related to the conversation we were having earlier about viewer engagement and whatnot, is I don't want to talk about the game. Like, we talked a bit about the game that's in front of me here, but mostly just for me to figure out what the hell I was doing, right? But in general, I just like having conversations about whatever. One of the things I was considering doing is, I discussed Puzzle Pint before, those puzzles that you do with friends, you go to a new bar each month. I want to be published in Puzzle Pint one day, but I always feel like I don't have enough time for it. But there's not, like, I've made music on stream here before, so what's stopping me from actively making Puzzle Pint puzzles on this stream, right? And part of that would definitely include trying to get inspiration from elsewhere. Going through old, there's a magazine I used to subscribe to called Games Magazine. It was literally the type of puzzles that you see in Puzzle Pint. That's the kind of puzzles you would see in there. But we could easily pull up a bunch of games magazines, look through those, look through a bunch of Sporkle, and I could like do that Sporkle, all with the ultimate intention of being able to start creating puzzles for a Puzzle Pint. It then leaves it, even though I would then be talking about what's going on stream, it would be my active interest. It would bring in other people who might very well have an interest, or I could get them interested in puzzles. It would prevent me from having an excuse as to why I feel I don't have enough time to start making puzzles of my own. I only see benefits across that idea. So yeah, so maybe on that, if I do that day, whether I do it sooner or later, that's what we would do. Is I can do the countries of the world on that day. Also, where? It's like I just learned there was an entire other room here, and now I see that there's cranes in their hand, but... Oh, there, okay. I'm now big enough to actually pick up the cranes, just not that giant crane in their other hand. But since a lot of that conversation died down, again, I do still want to say I appreciate anyone who's been just watching the stream and lurking. I really appreciate those who have been here and chatting throughout the stream. It's just some stuff I've been thinking of over time that I really wanted to discuss. But it felt like, I don't know. At minimum, I wanted to make sure that I didn't need to fully concentrate on the game that I was playing to be able to like talk about stuff that I see as being a little more serious than the goofy stuff that we're playing on stream and the goofy conversations about those games. So I appreciate people being able to indulge me in that chat, that viewer engagement and whatnot. Also, this seems to be an entire school we are in. Can we collect that giant crane, or did we already do it? Oh, also, I think... Oh, there's a gift that crane is holding, but we're not nearly big enough to grab it. Okay. Remember the schools you can roll all the way through. Oh, but only two... Okay. So essentially this is one big hallway, and you have to get out of the hallway. Was this the one the classroom I was already in, and I need to find a different classroom? I don't think it's gonna matter. Like, oh, right, we actually got the gift at the last possible second. That actually worked pretty okay. Yeah, it's like I said, City. I just don't want people to be put off. Feel like, oh, people are watching me and not saying anything, and I don't appreciate them. That's not the case at all. At all. And I still appreciate anyone who has, like I said, they've spent the one biggest resource they have, their time, to click on my stream. Well, this is better, so let's make a nebula. I also think that this wasn't the right one to go to, or maybe it was. Let's look at the bottom of the screen again. Let's see what this person actually looks like. So it is someone with rose. I mean, it looks like there's two who are saying, "Hey." Let's see, big Katamari. That's as large as possible too. Like if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see the person with a yellow dialogue box that we need to talk to. I think I went. No. Okay. We just went to them, and that was the paper cranes. And this is the one, and it says new. Okay. Cause a second, because I want to play with them all. Hurry and roll them all up. Oh. Okay, so we actually did good by getting dip. But what that's telling me is we actually have to go to every single one of these levels. And anytime you see on the top left where the pink person is now, and here there's two circles on the top left. There's one with the yellow character who's right behind us on screen, and then there's a yellow antenna with a red dot at the top. Yellow antenna, red dot. Yellow antenna, red dot. We would have to go into every single one of these levels and get the cousins in those levels to then be able to go up to this person to do whatever quest it is they're looking that involves all of the cousins. Okay. We will see how many of them we can get, then we will call it a stream. Sound good? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're 12 minutes away from a 3-hour stream, so I could either call it here or we could like get to the I feel like we're okay getting to the 3-hour mark, right? So I'm looking for the soccer kid. Here they are. So there were 2 cousins here. We already got one of them. The biggest problem with the cousins are some of them are really big and some are small, and you gain size over time. Luckily, this is the starter level. Like this is literally the tutorial level. But they say that there's 2 cousins you can get in here. So roll backwards and forwards, look right and look left, roll forward and climb up something. So there's the tutorial stuff. Roll over a bunch of objects. And they said there were 2 cousins here, and I only got one of them. Oh, so there's the orange one was the end of the level. Like that's literally how you end this level, is by rolling over your cousin. So what that means is we're looking right now for another cousin who's not them that we can roll over. There. You can see them rolling the red ball in the background there. I see there's angels over to the right of us. Okay, so right now we're actually big enough to be able to climb over this wall. What he's saying. So we can go like this. So yeah, these aren't cousins. Those are just angels that are on the side. Okay, when you're a little bigger, you can roll Ace up. So Ace is the one who's gonna end the level. So we actually don't want to roll them up. Yeah, right now they're bigger than us, so we're fine. But yeah, do feel free, look around. Let me know if you, besides the orange cousin rolling the red ball here, do let me know if you see another cousin around somewhere. We'll go in some quick circles. I feel, if I remember right, we saw them when we ended the level, and I'm like, oh, there's a cousin we ended up missing. I want to say they're over the middle platform, and what you end up having to do is roll over every single other thing in the level to become big enough. So let's see, let's go ahead and roll up everything in the dead center. Also, I gotta mention, I love the soundtrack to this game. It's so bizarre. I mentioned it on our last Katamari stream. I love everything about this game. The music's good, the gameplay loop is good. It's like the controls could use a little work. You could actually see on the very bottom middle of the screen exactly what I'm doing on my controller. That actually does help. Just to put in context, like it's only the analog sticks for pretty much most of the game. No buttons or anything. But the point being, it takes a lot of getting used to. Especially this. Like, watch this move. If I want to go fast, you have to do this. Oh, you can also turn around. The music is so... Yeah, the music is so goofy in this game. Oh, okay. So we're rolling up a lot of them. And we want to make sure that Ace doesn't accidentally roll into us. So that's just a normal yellow object we missed. Another yellow object. Also, where is Ace? Wait. Oh, there's Ace. Okay. So we're actively trying not to roll them up. In favor of rolling up everything else in the level. Those three we might actually have to do the speed boost to roll into them. I mean, I'm not seeing... Oh, yeah, I need to do the speed boost to try to get them. So let's see... Oh, no. That was Ace right behind us. Okay, the angels are there, but Ace is here too. Okay, well I got one of the two of them. Nope. Oh, I only got Ace's ball without actually picking up Ace's belts. Perfect. Can we get the last angel? Yep. Okay, I'm not seeing any other cousins, so we'll finish the level and just assume for now that there's another way to unlock the last cousin in this level. Okay, so that ends the level. I'm just thinking, like, we were the prince. I'm wondering if there's a way to roll up the prince. But I guess you already have the prince. You started them. The whole point of rolling up cousins is you're rolling up new cousins that you didn't have before. So we're slightly bigger this time, so we can actually turn it into the planet. Make soccer's kids' dream come true. Alright, well, we're getting some achievements out of this, so that's nice. Oh, it literally says on the top left, 20% of the cousins. I will very much save this as either another thing to do on another stream, or I'll do it off stream. I may very well do it off stream. But again, we'll do like one or two more. They have a gift. They have a cousin. How big do they want to? It's 5 minutes. 5 minutes is perfect because that'll get us to the 3-hour mark. Also, this one in particular is hilarious for those who didn't get to see the last time we played this on stream. Yeah, only 20%. Yeah, exactly. So in this one, we are still the dip. So you can see dip on the bottom right. You can see them in the bottom middle of the stream. But we don't have a ball anymore. We are a sumo wrestler, and we have to roll this. Or we're rolling a sumo wrestler around to feed them. You will gradually see this food, like, getting sucked up into their body, and we need to become big enough to win the fight against another sumo wrestler at the top of a hill. Now, with that stated, that's not why we're doing this right now. We are actively looking for a cousin. So if anyone sees a cousin, do let me know. Till then, I shall continue rolling up all this food. It is everywhere. Yeah. Like I said, this game is everything that is good about video games. Because this is hilarious. Okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff back here. Usually train tracks, you can roll over the tracks to the end, and they'll respawn you on the other side. I haven't seen a cousin just yet, but I am kind of in a pretty specific area at the moment. So, I'm pretty sure if they were here, we would see them. We need to just, like, explore the space here. Look at the level and see what's where, to see where the cousin might be. Oh, do you know where the cousin could be hiding? And be the reason why we didn't see them the first time? They could be behind the sumo wrestler, or near the sumo wrestler in general. And we would have, like, been running so low on time when we got there that we never actually bothered to get anything else. So this is where the sumo wrestler is. They're right here, dead ahead of us. But let's literally check this whole area around them. Because we wouldn't have done any of this the first time. I see a sticker of some sort over there. I saw what looked like a Daruma riding a cart. Oh, we can't actually get them now. Okay, but I didn't see them in here. Grab a couple things from that basket. We went back there. Let's check kind of the outskirts of the town, then go through the middle of the town. Oh, wait, there they are. They're there. Okay. So they're in the dead center of this thing. But we still need to gather some more food to be able to collect them. Then we need to finish the level by going to the sumo wrestler. So. Okay, but now we know. So, let's head over here. Go this way. Looks like we just missed that train hitting us. I'm trying to be very careful about time. But ideally, I feel like we would want to be at the cousin with a minute left, and then start rolling to the sumo wrestler. So let's, so let's head to the cousin now, because I feel like we might be big enough. And I need to know where the cousin is in relation to the sumo wrestler. So we just passed the wrestler. Okay, we now need to find the cousin again. There, this is it. Oh my god, we're hitting everything. Okay, we got the cousin. Just rolled up. some weird meaty thing. Wait, it's cousin Nick. Okay. For 30 seconds to go straight ahead, not get hit by anything that'll knock us back. Go through this gate and roll up the other sumo wrestler. Oh no, we're not big enough. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh no. What a pain in the ass. That means we didn't get the cousin, which means we have to do that again. One more time. Okay, but now we're not exploring to find where the cousin is. So, that stated, let's... We just need to get as big as possible and as quick as possible. To at least... Oh, what was that that just opened up? Oh, this seems worthwhile. Yeah, this seems like a worthwhile little detour we just took. Oh, it's a lot of decently sized foods. Hey. Hey, look at that. We still have 5 minutes on the clock, and we've just increased the size. That's promising. These look like they might all just be the right size. Yeah. You kind of want to like right size what you're rolling over in this game. Oh, I need an area that has a bunch of clutter. I don't like being in areas that are spaced out like this. Okay, so let's head over this way. The cabbages might be just right sized. Yep, there. Onto the melons. Perfect. Okay, we've grown 2 sizes within a minute's time. That seemed pretty good. Turn around. Again, we're mostly looking for like large clusters. So once I roll over an area, I'm not looking to collect every single last thing in the area. I'm just looking to see if we're big enough to go to the next area and roll over a lot more stuff in that area, in the new area. Okay. We seem to be rolling over stuff at a good clip. Oh, and we're also big enough for those flan. I didn't think that we were at first. Is this an area? Yeah, we haven't really done anything here, right? No, this feels... Oh, no, we did. We're also now able to roll over whole people, so that's good to know. I think we were about 200 the last time. Something like that. No, 200 kilograms. Okay. Which is good, because that means that we should be able to go to where the cousin is now. Oh, also, can I roll up these things? I can roll them up. Perfect. Oh, I'm not big enough for the goddamn cousin. No, we are. Okay, we got him. Okay, so now it's just a matter of rolling up as much as we possibly can up to the last possible second, then roll up the other sumo wrestler. So more than likely, we're going to want to go back in there when we have a minute left, and then roll up everything that's over there. We'll do this as a one-time roll through here. Actually, this isn't making us very large. I don't know where to go that has the most stuff. Alright, well, like I said, let's work with the minute left here. Alright, not quite big enough for... Perfect. Yeah, so as long as we can just collect stuff in this area, perfect. Like, I'd like to be as close to 300 as possible before I roll up into them. But we'll call this the end of the stream regardless of whether we fail this or not. If we're not big enough for the birthday cakes, that's unfortunate. Am I big enough for these pegs now? I am. Nice. 268. 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, we got him. We got him. Nice. Call that yes. Call it a day. GG's. We got a new record out of that. So we got the cousin and a new record, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I feel like it might be a bit boring for me to go through all of the cousin missions on another stream, so I might just do this as a thing for after stream. But I can now make a Katamari playlist for just this game and take it off the one-offs and incompletes. That's kind of what we're looking to do here. So with all that stated, we shall quit the game, head back to just chatting whenever the game ends, and hold on. Quick game, yes. We're good. We're good. Okay. So let's see. Forward a bit. Let's see who is streaming on Twitch today. Oh, that actually might be a good place for us to head. Oh, do you know? Actually, that might be a good place for us to head to. Why is their game paused? Let me look up my options. There's one person who I want to raid, and I know I haven't raided before, but they have been going for 5 hours, so I'm concerned about them ending their stream. One we have raided before, but they've only been going for 2 hours, so that might be kind of nice. And I know the game that they're playing, at the very least. Awesome stream. Have a great rest of your night. I appreciate it, City. Appreciate you sticking around and chatting. Oh yeah, and can you pull the subraid message as well? ! Subraid. For those who are subbed here. Yeah, Gruda, thanks for stopping in tonight and chatting for a bit. As always, I appreciate it. Okay, we're just going to try going for the one that I haven't rated before. I see that she's unpaused, so we will head over to the games. Yeah, and again, regular raid message for any viewers, any followers, if you're a lurker, just want to have something to say when we head over there. Subraid is for subscribers, get to use those Cuphead emotes, and yeah, we'll go show Britbuff some love. She's actually one of the many, like I said, ace friends that I have on Twitch, so relevant to the conversation that we were having earlier. So, real quick, thanks again to Reno and Puff for the raids, Puff for the 11 months at Tier 1, Leandria for the 9 months at Tier 1. Again, I want to thank everyone who, even if you were just lurking here, like I said, I still appreciate you. Appreciate everyone who stopped by chat for, having a serious conversation on such a stupid game. Yeah, I appreciate anyone who's been here at all. So, we're going to run our credit sequence today. Take about a minute, so if you could just wait that out, then we'll head over. Yeah, and then we'll send the raid over and show that love. But until next time, I appreciate y'all. See you then.